Hello, beautiful dancer, and welcome back for another episode of A Cup of Tea, which is your weekly conversation about soulful and creative fusion belly dance. I'm Lamia Barbara, your host, and I'm so excited to have you here today because today is going to be an interview with the most exquisite dancer, Alisa Gurova. Alisa is an Ukrainian dancer currently living in Alicante, in Spain, and she has been dedicating all of her lives to tribal fusion and fusion belly dance. She's also very fond in ballet, Indian classical dance, and contemporary dance, and you can see all of those beautiful dance styles coming together in her dance. So I'm very excited to host her in this episode of A Cup of Tea. We're going to talk about how she started dancing and how fusion belly dance came to her life. And she will give us a very interesting insight of what is that defines fusion belly dance differently from other kind of dances and classical belly dance. And she will also give us a beautiful vision of what she would love to see ahead for us in the whole community. So have your tea ready or coffee and enjoy. So let's start. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Alisa, for being here.
thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm so happy and glad to be here.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I've been meeting so many amazing, beautiful dancers in the last few, I would say, almost years during these
hmm
interviews that I never actually met in person, but that I deeply admire, and you're one of them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I hope we are going to meet soon in the future.
Yeah, me too, definitely. I think that things are changing and there are more opportunities again to meet. I see so many new festivals and
Yeah, exactly.
festivals starting again, so it feels very
Yes.
exciting.
After the COVID, I felt like it was quiet, but now it's like a new rebirth for our community.
Yeah, I feel it so much and pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Uh, So my first question for you is how dance started in your life? I know you are not only a fusion belly dancer,
hmm
you do a lot of many other dance styles, and maybe you're gonna talk about your contemporary studies. But tell us and tell me, I'm very curious how dance started in your life, and specifically how you met fusion belly dance.
Okay, that's an interesting question because actually I started to dance at 13 years old. And my friend, my school friend, she said, Alisa, let's go and try hip hop dance class. I started to do a hip hop class and I felt really terrible there because I couldn't move, I didn't feel my body. But why did I start to do belly dance? Because maybe those times there was a very popular TV series, El Clone. I think the name is Clone.
I don't
It's a
know.
Brazilian uh,
Mm.
soap opera. It's very long, but the main hero, her name is Jad. She was dancing belly dance and
Mm.
I fell in love with it because I couldn't stop watching her movements, her costumes, like everything, jewelries. I felt like it was something like a call from my inner side, like my inner soul. I don't know, like I felt I need to explore it more. Like I was attracted to all this, Middle Eastern culture and also Indian culture from my very beginning, from my childhood. So the next year after trying hip hop classes, I signed up for the belly dance classes and I loved it so much. I felt like it was something that I was missing. I mean, like I felt it was me. Like it's the first time in my life when I found something that I wanted to work on to improve because I was a teenager. I didn't have a goal in my life. I was just living, enjoying my life. But that's, a turn point in my life when I started to take private classes with this teacher. And I remember when my mom said, Alisa, but it's so weird. Like I could understand private classes like with math teacher, with literature teacher, whatever, but belly dance classes, I said, I really want to. And that's how it all started, actually. And I'm so thankful for my parents to support me in this decision, because without them, I couldn't achieve anything, because they were so supportive from the beginning. Yeah, and my first teacher, her name is Alina, and there were no fusion belly dance at all in Ukraine. I remember only like those times, Maria Fomina, you know her, she started also. And I was just, I found fusion belly dance through YouTube, like I think most of us, watching Rachel Bryce. And I thought, oh my God, what's that? It's so different and it's so like me, that I started just putting on her videos and copying. I remember I had like a big TV that I could put DVD discs of her, and I was doing her the same class like 3 times per day. Really, I was crazy about it.
I can
Yeah,
relate so
I
much.
just, yeah, I think most of us started like this. Like we didn't have online classes, we didn't have like resources, we just were copying from YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how it all started. I felt so, divine to it. Like I felt that like this is me. Like I'm fulfilled. I'm happy doing this. Like I don't need anything else in my life, just dancing, just copying Rachel Bryce. And yeah, that's how it all started.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I think Rachel, which we're gonna say hi for watching
Hi,
this.
Rachel.
We
Yeah,
love
I'm so thankful
you.
for her.
Thank you for existing. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I think she is guilty in a good sense for a lot of us falling
Yes.
in love with this dance style. A lot of us.
Yes, exactly. And I was actually so surprised that I remember she even didn't realize how big influence she did. She was
Yeah.
just dancing and doing her like the thing that she loved. But for me, she was a goddess. She changed my life. I was like, oh my God, Rachel Bryce. It's like something beyond this world. And yeah, I knew all her choreographies and improvisations from YouTube. Like, yeah, it was like
Yeah, by heart.
exactly, because I played it so many times and repeated it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
made me remember of the first months of me falling in love with Rachel and her dance style and just playing her DVDs on repeat in my living room of
exactly.
my parents'
Yes,
house.
yes.
And they were all joking about me, like, look what she's doing. Why are you trying to copy this girl and just do this crazy way of moving? I was like, shut
Exactly.
up, you cannot understand.
Yeah, and I should just share with you when I first time met Rachel Bryce. I think I was still a teenager. I was 16 years old, and at this age, it was a world for me. I remember it was in Prague, and I actually asked my parents, asked their friends to get the spot for the workshops, because it was almost sold out as always.
Yeah.
And I remember when I entered the class, I saw Rachel Bryce and I was staring at her tattoo on her stomach, because it's the only one thing that could tell me that it's a real Rachel Bryce. Oh my God. Yeah, it's her tattoo. I still remember those feelings. It was something, I think in one of the most happiest moments of my life.
Yeah, I can feel that. It's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
this.
and I can send you, by the way, after the interview, I have this first picture with her when I'm 16 years old and sitting with her just next to her. I was like, ah,
Oh, that would be amazing. Please send me. I want to
yes.
see that. I want to see that. And you also made me think that when I see you dancing, I
Hmm.
can see a lot of Rachel inspiration, Rachel movements in your way of
Yes.
moving. Like it's the imprint is there.
I think, yeah, I think it mostly comes unconsciously because I was so into her YouTube videos and her DVD discs and classes and it was the first like big teacher of mine that even when I'm dancing like Indian fusion, I'm hearing from other people, oh, I can see like a really big influence from Rachel Bryce, even unconsciously when I'm doing, Indian movement. It really comes from like Rachel inspiration, how I move. I do it unconsciously, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just because Rachel has this way of moving, which is so, like, I would say so intense, like really
Hmm.
inside out, and the way she feels the space. I mean, she has
Hmm.
this her own particular way of moving, and I can see that in you as well. But you own it your own way, so
Hmm. Hmm.
it's different. But I can feel and I can see
Yeah, big
the lineage.
influence.
Yeah. And yeah, my next question is actually very related because I usually love to ask all of my guests,
Hmm.
what made you fall in love with fusion belly dance specifically?
Yeah.
And what would you pick or, just have an idea of what are the main elements, like the key elements, if you would have to describe fusion belly
Hmm.
dance?
I think the first thing is the energy is totally different. Um, how you portray the dance because classical belly dance has totally different energy. And I think for me, fusion belly dance is more of like snake-like, sacred, spiritual dance. I don't know how to describe it, but it's more like of um it's a really, you know, I think the key element is energy, the energy, how you dance it. Because the same movement you can dance differently in classical ballet dance, and you can totally change it the way you do it in fusion ballet dance. I think I fell in love with the energy. Like you're
Mm.
so mysterious, you're so like spiritual, like your goddess, like you're not like you're allowed to watch you, to look at you like this. I don't know if I
Mhm.
describe it right.
Yeah, I love this. I actually love this. And I was having this another interview with another dancer. She's
Hmm.
Hindu from India. And she was
Hmm.
telling me something similar, like that she feels this, like the Kundalini, like the energy, this
Yes. Hmm.
snake-like energy with, and the way we move the spine, which is so specific to this dance style.
Yes, exactly.
So, as you said, it's really about the energy, not only of we dancing, but also people perceiving it. Like if they feel there's a
Yes. Hmm. Hmm.
difference there.
And yeah, it's like I think it's more for me like a ritual. I don't know how to explain it. When I'm dancing, like it's like playing with the energies.
Mhm.
It's, yeah, it's some kind of ritual for me, this dance particularly.
Yeah, yeah, I can totally relate to that. And of course, we know that nowadays, especially fusion belly dance has taken so many
Hmm.
different, it's such a large umbrella term for so many different shades.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so maybe you can see a very different approach to fusion belly dance, but I think that the way we approach movement from the inside with that energy, you can
Mm-hmm.
still recognize a little bit of them, of that in all of these
Mm-hmm.
different shades, right? It's
Yeah, yeah,
holding this.
totally.
Yeah. Um,
Totally.
and yeah, why don't you share with us when you want to create it? So you talked about Indian fusion for
Mm-hmm.
example. So I know you're also into Indian fusion, but also
Yes.
play a lot with so many different movement
Mm-hmm.
genres. And what's your creative process?
Mm-hmm.
How do you start? Do you have a source of inspiration, which is like, are you regular, like you have a pattern, or
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you're dancing, like share what's your process?
I think for creating choreography and continue to dance, my the biggest key and the biggest secret, I continue to learn nonstop. Like I'm still doing datura every day. I'm taking an online Odissi class from a very good teacher from India, Pushkar, Sweeney. She has her own school, and I continue to take ballet classes and ballroom dance classes as well. And it helps me, as ballet and ballroom dance has a long history, like it has established school and movements, and it helps me a little bit stabilize fusion belly dance, because fusion belly dance, it's so new that we don't have like exact rules. We are just playing, we're still exploring. But for example, in ballroom dance, you have the rules. You cannot move like this, or it's like those movements that you can use here or there. Exact same thing goes with ballet. And I think it helps me to understand more what's going on with the fusion belly dance, and it's my bigger inspiration to take some different elements or the structure, how the choreography works there, to create the choreography in fusion belly dance. So it's the biggest inspiration to explore and continue to learn, to be a student for life. And another thing, I'm really into meditation and I'm doing also Reiki. I think maybe yeah, Reiki.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Reiki, yes.
And it helps me to recharge myself and refresh everything. And yeah, because when I was younger, like 10 years ago, I was thinking totally differently. I was thinking that I should practice more, I should do it more physically, but I didn't approach it from the other side, from my soul, from spirituality. And nowadays, I'm sure it goes together. Like you need to not only train your body, but also your mind, your soul to be an artist on a stage. And yeah, how it works, like to be a student and some kind of meditation to create choreography that you feel it full of energy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this word that comes up again, energy, and I totally feel it. And I also was thinking that with all of my students, I'm always underlying the importance when you are on stage, not only about your physical body, but also
Mm-hmm.
to acknowledge your energy body, which is much more
Exactly.
powerful,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So I think that's exactly what also what you were saying, that to embody and to be an artist, you
Mm-hmm.
want both of them, right? You also want
Yes.
technique,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not enough. At some point, you also want to cultivate the other side, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like you need to feed your soul too. Before I didn't do it actually. I was like so strict with myself, with practice, with my physical technique and body, that I felt really drained. Like I even felt like I was burned out in some period of my life, that when I was dancing, I felt empty. But nowadays, yeah, it's totally different because I allow myself watching movies, Netflix, and just taking everything, to inspire my soul, reading books and, playing video games, which I didn't allow myself. I was like thinking I'm wasting my time, but no, I'm getting inspiration. So
Yes,
that's how it works.
yes. To just give yourself that spaciousness to
Hmm.
welcome new ideas. Because,
Exactly, yes.
yeah, I can remember that back in the days I was like you, practicing every day, and I was
Every day, yes.
so depleted. And
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
then when you go on stage, you have nothing to give because you're so
Yes.
drained.
Hmm.
But if you allow yourself to have that spaciousness, then everything it feels more at ease. Of course, technique has to be there, but
Yes. Hmm.
it's the next step, I think, in your artistic life to
Hmm.
pass
Hmm.
that on as well.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, and my dear, my last question usually for my all of my guests
Yes.
is the same one, but
I'm sorry, I have bad of the background. It's my friend came from Barcelona to visit me for one day only. That's why I had it. I just
don't
sorry.
worry.
You have such a beautiful background, and I have this bad. But
Don't worry. Don't worry at all. I am your lamp. Anyways,
thank you.
I wasn't. But anyways, don't worry at all. Um, so my last question, that is the same one for all of my
Mhm,
guests. I love this question because it's like, what would be if you have like a vision of what it's ahead for the dance style? Because also you said it's such a new dance style, and
mhm,
I loved that you say that you're taking inspiration from so many other dances that are dance styles that are much older that
mhm.
can give us structure to keep
Mhm.
building the style in a way that is very composite,
Yeah.
very,
Mhm.
like we can bring it forward. So if you have a vision, any kind of vision of what might be ahead in the dance style, and which might be your suggestions for the community?
Ooh, well, I think I would really love to see in the future something like I think it's gonna happen, like established school with more people, and it would be like a really, recognized dance style, like ballet and ballroom dance and classical belly dance, because I think such a beautiful art that it needs to get into more people, because it's something that I think this style is something higher spiritual. Again, we are talking about spirituality and energy. I think it's like our time of awakeness. So I would really love to see more and more, schools, fusion belly dance schools all around the world, and more teachers spreading this beautiful art with other people, because I think they just don't know about us.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So just spreading the word about us. That would be great, because I think we have everything to be on the same level as ballet and ballroom dancing and other styles.
Yeah, and I think as we said before that maybe that's just my feeling, but after COVID, that and we
Mm-hmm.
know that during the pandemic there
Mm-hmm.
was also a huge shift in our community from tribal. There was all the discussion about tribal fusion. Now we have
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
fusion. So I know that the pandemic hit, and there was this huge, big questioning inside of the community.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people from the community stopped dancing, and a lot of schools closed, a lot of festival closed
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
doors. But now what I'm feeling is that there is this rising again of a new wave of people again joining us,
Exactly.
new festivals popping up, and there's this new enthusiasm around it. And I would also love to acknowledge the work of some of us in the community, like Drake Von Trapp, that I interviewed a couple of weeks back, and he is doing a lot of research in the academia about fusion belly dance, just to recognize this is a dance style and it has its own roots and history,
Exactly. Yes.
so a lot of work is happening right now, and I'm feeling that we all feel it's like we have roots again. It
Yes.
felt it was like completely in the void for quite a long time, and now it's just re-emerging from the ashes like a phoenix. And
Yeah, I feel the same. I totally agree with you because during the COVID and after, it felt like the void, as you said. Like I cannot see the ground of fusion belly dance because I feel like we have like it was so quiet, but now I'm feeling like there are so many festivals right now and people are interested. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what's gonna go next.
yeah, me too, definitely. And I think this void was actually, of course, the pandemic was not a beautiful moment for a lot of us, but this moment of void was kind of necessary also to bring new strength in our dance style. So I think it's like, when you have to throw an arrow and then you have to step back first and then throw the arrow. We needed to
Exactly.
step back, but now we're ready to
Exactly.
go. So yeah, I'm pretty excited as well.
Yeah, me too.
All right, my dear, I'm so happy that we
Yeah, I'm so happy too. And before we finish, I really want to say thank you to my parents for supporting me, and of course, Rachel, Bryce, and all my teachers, because without them, I wouldn't be me.
yeah, definitely. And thank you, Alisa's
Thank
parents. Thank
you.
you, Rachel. Thanks to all of the teachers that paved
All
the
the
way
teachers,
for
yes.
us. Yes. And thank you so much for joining
Oh,
and
thank you.
sharing. And I hope I can meet you soon again
Yeah,
in
yeah,
real life.
sure. Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna meet.
Yay. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you loved this video and would love to see more, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because every week I share with you videos, tutorial, and inspiration for your dance journey. And if you would love to talk a little bit more about the topics that we talked about with Alisa, please reach her in Instagram. You will find the link in the show notes, or send me a DM on Instagram. I would love to connect with you and chat with you. Sending you much love, and see you next week.